Hello and thanks for joining us on this edition of the program, a very special one on matters arising. On your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television, I am TV. I'm sitting in for my colleague, Amechi and Nakwe. And like I said, it's a special edition, that's why I'm here. And talking politics, as usual. As we speak, arrangements are on for elections in Edo and Ondo states. But then these are not the only states that we have heightened political activities, intrigues by politicians. Already, some will tell you preparations for 2019 are already on the way. Lots of the states, especially in the ruling, or the way the president will call it, the governing party, talking of the All Progressives Congress, the APC. And on today's edition of the program, we shall be going to the Northeast, precisely in Bauchi State. Bauchi State has been on the spotlight for some time now. Interestingly, it is a state that has also produced the Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives. Something that should definitely be a plus to that particular state, but then so much is happening, and that is part of what we shall be dealing with on this edition of the program. We have to also tell you that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, and some National Assembly members from that particular state have visited the President. They have also visited the National Secretariat of the party, talking of the APC, and so much is happening. We have on set today the Governor of Bauchi State, His Excellency Mohammed Abubakar, to take a look at some of these issues. His Excellency, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
I know so much is happening. We're not just going to talk about politics. We'll eventually talk about what you are doing or what you've done already in the over 1 year that you've been in office. But we'll start with the politics of Bauchi State. You've been reported to the President. You've been reported to your political party. What is happening?
Well, I think that question is better directed at the set of people who took it upon themselves to visit Mr. President and visit the headquarters of the party to allegedly report the governor of the state. The way politics is played in Nigeria, the leader of the party in the state is always the governor of the state, for the simple reason that the governor contests election in the entire state. There's no other person, no matter how high up politically, that can be higher than the governor in the state. If people understand and accept this, then there wouldn't be any problem. The most beautiful system of government is a constitutional democracy, especially a constitutional democracy where there's a written constitution, because parameters are set for each and every category of elected officials. At the state level, executive power resides in the governor. The legislative power resides in the House of Assembly of the state. At the federal level, the same thing. Executive power resides in the president, and legislative power resides in the National Assembly. There shouldn't be any areas of friction.
But we're talking of the political power now. Yeah. We know of the leader of the party being the president, the leader of the party being the governor, going by the PDP structure. Yeah. In the APC, we have the former governor of Lagos State, Ahmed, who is referred to as the national leader of the party. Whereas one would have expected that maybe it's the president that should. Is that not what is happening at the state level, where some people feel the governor perhaps should not be the leader of the party at that level?
Well, one has to have a basis for whatever one does. All right? If you make a comparison with the national, what is happening, everybody knows the pedigree of the former governor of Lagos State and the role he played in the coming together of the political parties that formed the APC. For that reason, he is held in high esteem and he is referred to as a leader. That has not been written into the constitution of the APC. At the state level, however, there isn't any such situation. So it is the governor that is the leader of the party. if anybody challenges the governor, I think that challenge should happen within the borders of the state, all right? Because that is where the politics of the state is played. If you come to Abuja and you grandstand, at the end of the day, even if it is 2019 that is in the offing, it is in Bauchi that this 2019 is going to be fought. And if you noticed, those people who went to the headquarters of the party and the president, there was no single representative of the party, either at the state level, local government level, or the world level, with them. No single member of the Bauchi State House of Assembly was with them. All right? So this tells you a story. And in any case, issues like this, to right-thinking leaders should be handled in-house. There's no point washing any kind of linen.
So what were the issues they raised against you before the president and the party?
Well, they raised mainly the issue of bailout. All right? Bailout was given to about 28 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, mainly to pay salaries. Yes. When I came on board, I discovered that the state was owing 4 months' salaries. And the federal government now requested that we should give them a rundown of the amount of salaries we are being owed. And we wrote to the state. The SSS, State Security Service, was asked to verify. They did. They verified, and the amount that was given to Bauchi State was 8.6 billion for both the state and the local government. And when we got this money through Zenith Bank. Therefore, we opened a special account, a dedicated account for the bailout in Zenith Bank. We did not mix it up with any account of the government. The main accounts of the government anyway are not operated in Zenith Bank. They are operated in UBA. So we utilized this money to pay the salary. If you recall, ICPC investigated the usage of the bailout. The first report they churned out was Bauchi State utilized everything except 169 million. I now asked the Accountant General of my state to write to ICPC and ask them that they have not completely deciphered what has been done. We had spent that money except 88 million. And this was done in writing to the ICPC. They now acknowledged and wrote back to us. The 88 million that was remaining in the balance of the dedicated account, the Vice Chancellor of the university, Bauchi State University in Gadao, came to me with his own problems. He was owing 2 months' salaries, amounting to 70 million. So I ordered for 70 million to be released to him out of the 88 million that was the balance. Today, there's a balance of 18 million naira in that account. To buttress this, the NLC at the headquarters here in Abuja, in June 2015, wrote me a letter of appreciation.
2015, that was just about a month after you resumed.
In June, we got that money and then we paid the salaries. Immediately, we didn't waste time. All right? So they wrote me a letter. I have a copy of the letter. I took the copy of the letter to Mr. President. The NLC in Bauchi also followed suit. They wrote me a letter of appreciation. If you recall, there was a call for labor to go on a peaceful demonstration in support of Nasarawa State recently. In Bauchi State, that demonstration was not held, simply because of the relationship between myself and organized labor. I appealed to them. I said, look, Bauchi State is located within the northeastern sub-region. We do not want a situation in which anything will arise that miscreants will take over, and create havoc. So they agreed with me. They said, okay, in place of a demonstration, we are going to address the press. I said, well and good. They now prepared their address and they addressed the press. I have a copy of that address. They pressed the governor for payment of salaries and called on me to pay the outstanding balance. Today, Bauchi State, unlike many states of the Federation, owes only 1 month's salary for the state civil servants and 2 months for the local government civil servants. Okay. And this arose as a result of a case instituted by some councillors that served the former regime. Okay. They said they had their outstanding stipends, severance allowance that was not paid. They got judgment in the industrial court in Jos. That court now went ahead and garnished the account of the state and took away about ₦1 billion from the accounts, the salary accounts of the state. For that reason, a gap was created that we have been unable to fill up to now. But we are working assiduously towards ensuring that we fill up that gap of 1 month. In addition to all this, Bauchi State today pays over and above the national minimum wage. We pay 18,500 as our minimum wage, and I have not reduced it to 50%.
Like other states?
Well, I have not reduced it to 50%. I have been paying the full amount of 18,500. The other issue, of course, was the payment of salary. That it stems out of either ignorance or deliberate mischief. Otherwise, if they had cared to find out, they would have discovered that in our state we are owing only 1 month. Local governments only 2 months.
You conducted a staff verification exercise.
Yes.
How many civil servants are in the employment of Bauchi State as we speak? And what
as we speak, we have over 100,000 civil servants, the state and the local governments. Okay. And for a state the size of Bauchi State, and especially considering the amount of money that Bauchi State derives from the Federation account, that situation is not the ideal situation. The verification took time, and it was very, very controversial because the interests that support the alleged ghost worker phenomenon are a very, very strong group, because over time they have been taking away close to ₦1 billion each month from the salary bill of the state. So they have a lot of money in their hands. They were fighting back as we were conducting the verification. They did everything, including hiring some malams to preach against the government for the verification exercise. I stood my grounds. One of the reasons that was given by this group that went to see the president and the party was verification, that I should stop verification. Verification is here to stay. Even the federal government has done verification. All other states of the Federation are doing verification. So it's crass ignorance for someone to tell you to stop verification.
Has the exercise ended now?
What I have said is I am done with the first phase of the exercise, which revealed about 6,500 ghost workers. I am not satisfied that is the number of ghost workers we have. But I have promised the state, I addressed the state, I apologize for the lapses that were encountered, those lapses that were genuine, but I also promised that the lapses that were deliberate, I am going to punish the culprits. And then we will go on with verification. The only difference is that we will not stop the salary. Okay. We will go on paying salaries, doing verification. At the end of this current month, there will be an exercise. I wouldn't want to disclose it to the world because I want to take some people by surprise. So it's part of the verification. It's going to
were people involved in this scandal? Were they identified? Have they been punished?
They have been arrested. It's a meticulous process. We don't want to just arrest, rush to court, and then lose the case. So we are investigating meticulously. We have discovered some civil servants in the Teacher Service Commission and the State Primary Education Board, as well as some outsiders that have formed a clique. There's a clique of outsiders that specializes in printing letters of employment and then printing degree and other certificates and giving them to people for the purposes of employment. So you need to slowly and meticulously investigate this to ascertain. Some of them have been arrested, some are at large. So we are working assiduously towards ensuring that we punish the culprits.
There are also those who say you are having problems with the other politicians in your party, especially those in Abuja, because you did not support the election of Yakubu Dogara as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Is that true?
Actually, what transpired at that time is a matter of common knowledge. I belong to the APC.
Yes.
I contested election on the platform of the APC. When the time came for the election of the leadership of the House, APC took a stand, and it behoves me as the leader of my party in the state to ensure that we abided by the stance of the APC. And this was what I did. I called all the elected legislators at the federal level, and I told them, I gave them the marching orders for the APC. This is what the APC wants. If somebody reads that to mean I did not support the candidature of Dogara, so be it. But I still remain on that pedestal. Even if I'm given the chance today, this is what I am going to do. I am a party person all in all. So I will support the APC anytime.
Have you met with Speaker Dogara after his election?
Several times. I received him in audience at the state after he won the election. After paying courtesy, I even left my office and escorted him to see the Emir of Bauchi, and thereafter he came for an unofficial visit. I received him and his entourage. We went together to the wedding that he came for. Thereafter I escorted him. I accord him all the respect that his office warrants. He is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, which makes him a number 4 citizen in Nigeria. We accord him that respect, and we will continue to do that.
But are you working with him, some would say, attract a federal government presence, projects, programs, and resources to your state? Do you have that working relationship with him, or is just receiving him or according him?
Unfortunately, we don't, and which is a pity, because you see, as they say, you can force the horse to the river, but you cannot force it to drink the water. We are doing all our best as far as our state is concerned. We are awaiting our legislators, especially the crop that went to see Mr. President, to come and show the world what they have brought for their states. 1.5 years or more after, we want to see something tangible that they have brought. I don't mean this deceitful act of waiting for 6 months, and then you will buy 30 motorbikes, 30 sewing machines, and then you gather people, you say you're doing empowerment. That is not what I mean. I mean tangible projects that will change the lives of the people of the state. Just like the government of the state is doing.
But are you not putting so much pressure on them, because they are lawmakers? They are not supposed to execute projects.
No, they are not. But they can influence allocations. All right. So if they want, they can work with the government of the state towards bettering the state. I'm not saying they should single out the state, because they are federal lawmakers. They represent the nation in the legislature. So they must be seen to work for everybody. But for their state, what is due to their state should come to their state with ease, with their presence in the National Assembly. To date, that has not been done. All you see happening in the state is done by the state. And within this stringent paucity of resources, we